Elimu bora, hiyo ndio kenye tunataka. Barabara, afya ikuwe salama. Si unajua tuko na nani? M.C.A nimesaka ni Mwalimu Ogish. M.C.A mimi nataka ni Mwalimu Ogish. M.C.A nimesaka ni Mwalimu Ogish. We, sema Mwalimu Ogish. Mwalimu Ogira, chick.
This is Zuri's studio, and you are quite welcome to be together with us, and you are working together with you in your journey of M.C.A.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me take an opportunity to say thank you for Zuri Studios for giving me this opportunity to interview and have a word with the people of Laini Saba. I'm Hezekiah Odiwor Ogira. I'm a resident born in Kibera, raised in Kibera, and now want to serve the people of Kibera. But I want to serve it at the lower level. I want to start it from the lower level of a ward, that is Laini Saba ward. I'm very optimistic and ready to serve with the help of the people. Thank you.
Habari yako ndugu?
Nzuri sana.
Kwa jina lako kamili unaitwa nani?
Kwa jina naitwa Patrick Babu.
Kwa majina naitwa Oteng Michael. Mkaaji wa Laini Saba.
Naitwa Ruth Kavana. Mkaaji hapa Shimolatewa.
Jina langu kamili naitwa Iska Kinyo Chieng.
Kwa majina naitwa Sylvia Merisel.
Mimi naitwa Johnson Ochieng, mkazi wa hapa Kibera.
Je, unamjua huyu mwalimu?
Huyu mwalimu ninamjua. Huyu amekuwa mwalimu katika Laini Saba kwa muda mrefu. Na ni mfanyakazi wa bidii. Ambayo ni kijana ambaye amestahili. Mwalimu Ogira ametoshea. Anaweza kufanya hii kazi kwa vile umeona uongozi wake. Hata kutoka kwa ile kazi amefanya ya walimu kwa hiyo muda. Mimi naona Ogira anaweza
kuongoza Laini Saba.
Kuongoza Laini Saba.
Mwalimu tunamfahamu kulingana na yale mambo amefanya. Ni mtu ambao tukiona tukimpeleka mbele tukimpea kula zetu atafanya mambo makubwa na mazuri. Mimi kama mkaji wa Laini Saba upenda kwanza amekuwa mwalimu. Alikuwa anafundisha watoto wetu. Hiyo ni kitu kwanza. Ni kiongozi mzuri, kanisani pia ni kiongozi.
Namuelewa vilivyo, hata kabla hajaitisha hii kiti. Alikuwa anasaidia watoto wetu wenye wako hapa mtaani wenye wataki shule, anawaweka strict wanasoma.
Kwa mimi naweza sema mwalimu amecheza kae juu ukiangalia basari mob amepatia watoi wanasoma kata sio mwalimu. Mwalimu amepatia wamama mavocha. Haya maendeleo kidogo mwalimu amesukuma mama vijana. Naweza hesabu wengi vijana kuna wenye ameanzishia biashara walikuwa wamekwama. Amecheza kama So mimi kura yangu ni mwalimu. Hakuna mwingine naweza pigia kura Laini Saba.
Mwalimu Ezekiel ni jirani, tena ni kama mwalimu wa mtoto wangu akiwa msichana mdogo hadi wa sasa. Niko na imani akiweza kupata hii kiti, najua hata nikishindwa school fees basari nitapata, msichana wangu ataendelea kusoma.
For Mwalimu Ogira, we've known each other for quite a while. That is since 2004. When I came to Kibera, I was first introduced to Mwalimu because I'm an alumni of Magoso School. I did my KCP there, and after doing my KCSE, that is my Form 4, I also went back to Magoso, and there is a program Mwalimu is running. And through that program, I was enabled to go for my secondary school, and now I'm doing my university level. So Mwalimu is the closest friend I've had for today. Since 2004, that is around 18 years. I've known him well. He's been a teacher, a mentor, and a friend.
Mimi kama kijana naonelea mwalimu anaweza, kama anaweza kuongoza watoto kwa shule na wafanyie kila kitu yenye wanataka. Kwa hivyo akipewa watu
kuchezewa akili, by the way mwalimu hata solve it in the wheel. Hapagui, hachagui, akona equal rights hapa for all. Hata wasanii wetu usishangae, kuna venye next time mtapata hall wasikuchoche.
What make you to become optimistic for this kind of job that you want to vie for?
Thank you. That is a good question. Number one, I would say that I'm optimistic for this seat. One, I'm a resident of the area that is in Laini Saba. I was born here, raised here, still serving here as a teacher, and now I want to serve in a wider capacity of being the area member of County Assembly. That's one thing that makes me feel that I am fit for this. Number two, being that I've been raised here and I've been living here, I've engaged myself in several community activities involving education programs and empowerment programs, and even enabling the community to continue working for sustainability of their lives. That is number two. Number three, that makes me feel that I'm the best candidate for this seat is that my age requirements, the minimum requirements for this seat, I fully ascertain them, and therefore I feel fit for this. Above all, I'm a servant of God and a friend to man, and therefore, being a servant, I would wish that I'm given this chance to serve together with the people of Laini Saba. Our party leader has been saying this, that we don't need supporters, but we need partners. Those who are going to partner with us to take this country ahead. Those who are going to partner with us to make sure that the daily living of the people, the daily standards of the people are raised. And therefore, me being a candidate and an optimistic M.C.A. elect, I know with the qualifications and the service that I've been offering, we are going to make the best of these people and the best of this ward that is Laini Saba. Above all, God will make us do the impossible.
Na kuna usaidizi ambayo mwalimu amewafanyia mpaka sasa hivi?
Usaidizi ni mingi amefanya mwalimu. Tumeona amepeleka vijana NYS na bado hajaingia kwa serikali, unaona? Sasa akiingia kwa serikali itakuwaje?
Nimeona mambo mengi kwa sababu hata ukiwa na shida ukienda kwake ile usaidizi ambayo wako nayo anakusaidia. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza nyingine. Alafu yeye mwenyewe ni mwanarika. Na wanarika wengi wanajua ile shida inakumba wanarika. Wakati wa COVID-19 ilipotokezea, watu wengi tulipoteza kazi, na jua kali ikawa hakuna, na mwalimu kwa kweli kuna wakati alitembea akatupea bocha.
Amesema nipelekea mtoto shule na anachunga wa mama pale.
Mwalimu Ogira anatusupport tu kama wamama, huwa anatupea advice hivi tu, na watoto wetu najua watakaa vizuri wenye ninamjua.
I've seen what he's doing and I know when he's enabled he can do even better, and there is a slogan that he always uses, and I've seen it in one of the posters that he's made, that you educate, you empower and you enable. And I believe this is what Mwalimu has been doing. Mwalimu has educated, Mwalimu has empowered, and Mwalimu has enabled. So I'm an example of one of the very many people that Mwalimu has educated, enabled, and empowered.
What will be your approach on to this question? Kwa sababu there's so many allegations that have come from the residents that you find that majority of these leaders, that once they have been elected, some of them migrate to another places. They don't want to stay with those who elect them. How can you address that issue, Mheshimiwa?
My approach is sustainability for prosperity. Sustainability in this way, that whatever we are building now, the foundation that we are making today, we are making a foundation whereby we are going to identify the potential business people in the community, identify whatever resources we have around, expand the resources, expand the business around, and create opportunity, not for today, but for tomorrow and the generations to come. Also, we are going to work on the infrastructural facilities, where we are going to talk about, for example, the structural infrastructure, example roads. We are talking about making sure that the housing of the community, as you know that Kibera now we are under upgrading, and the upgrading, I would wish that we continue with this upgrading so that the houses we have today may be of better standards that is accepted globally.
Katika waaniaji wote, kwa sababu sio mwalimu peke yake ambaye anataka kusimama kuwa M.C.A. Wako karibu candidates 50. So ungelinganishaje uongozi wa mwalimu na hawa wengine ambao wanataka kuwa M.C.A. wa Laini Saba?
Kwa kweli ni wengi wale wanakombea kiti ya M.C.A. na wakiwa wengi hivyo, sisi wananchi wa chini hapa, sisi ndio watu tunajua ni nani tutampea kula yetu kulingana na matendo yake. Kwa sababu wengine nimetoa wanapita tu akiongea na mtu anaenda kabisa. Ukimchagua anapotolea huko juu. Umunda na mashindano, lakini kwa sababu Mwalimu Wangila tunakaa naye hapa mashindano hawezi kupotelea juu.
Mimi kama mzee wa area hii ambao nimekuwa na hao vijana wote, hao wote ni vijana wangu. Lakini ninaweza kumadvise aunganishe, afanye kazi kwa bidii vile anaendelea kufanya. Ataunganisha, ni huyo ndiye anaweza kuunganisha watu wote wawe wakuje pamoja.
Akona equal rights hapa for all. Hata wasanii wetu usishangae, kuna venye next time mtapata hall. Wasikuchoche, Line Saba ni ya kila msee, uwe kijana dem na pia au wazee. Cause nani atatosha mwalimu? Mwalimu tosha. Nani atatosha mwalimu? Nani atatosha mwalimu? Mwalimu tosha. Nani atatosha mwalimu?
Ni maneno yapi ungependa kumwelezea atakaposhinda? Ni yapi ambayo utataka atekeleze?
Kenya nataka atekeleze ni watoto wasome, wasirandarende hapa mtaani, na vijana pia wanaenda snatch vitu za watu, watafutie makazi, at least wafanye.
Alete maendeleo, tuongeze pesa, anunulie mama umbrella, vitu kama hizo.
If he got wing, I don't know, like it's going to be making a bright future for the next generation, because he knows a lot of history here, and then obviously he was growing up here, and then he's doing a really good thing here. I know that. So this is going to be a bright future.
Kwa sahi nataka tu nimkampeinie juu nikianza kumfuata sahi itakani kama ananihonga, na mimi sitaki hivyo. Mimi nataka nikae naye chini nimwambie niko na project yangu 1-2 anisupport kama yeye, unajua ataweza.
What will be your approach on the issue of insecurity in Line Saba ward?
Insecurity starts with the opportunity available. We cannot say that we are going to curb insecurity without offering opportunities. And opportunity, as I've said before, that we are going to expand the available resources to accommodate many people. When you talk of, we cannot teach that we are going to employ everybody within Laini Saba. It may be impossible. But what is possible today is the available resources, the available chances that are there, we expand them so that we can accommodate more and more people, and we better their lives, and the dependency level rates will also go down, where one person has a dependency rate of maybe 10 people depending on one person. But if we enlarge or expand our resources and expand the business availability around, we are going to accommodate many people and reduce the level of insecurity. Number 2, we are going to have public participation, whereby we are going to identify how did we reach this far of insecurity. I believe that in every problem we must first get the root cause of it. Before we start tackling of the problems, we must sit down, talk to the people, get the opinions of the youth, get the opinions of the women, get the opinions of the old people and everybody involved, all the stakeholders within the community, and identify where the root cause of all the insecurity issues within. Then from there we can easily handle this because we know the cause.
What advice can you give to youths who are outside there, who are still confused the side that they're supposed to support?
Okay. My advice to my fellow youths, those that are living in Kibera, especially those that are living in Laini Saba. One, you should know that it has come a time that we as youth we should get involved in the running of this ward, because we've realized we've always been asking, or always been asking to be involved on the table, and we've also realized as a youth that there are things that never reaches the table. So we want to be part of this process from the kitchen, because some of the food we've realized does not reach the table. And I believe Mwalimu is going to involve the youth in all the processes, all the procedures, all the things that he's going to do in Laini Saba. I believe he's going to involve the youth in every step, be it in empowering the elderly, the women, the youth. So for me, my one advice to the youths in Laini Saba, when you are going for a candidate, look at the track record. Mwalimu has a track record that cannot be disputed by anyone. Even the competitors I know currently, there are things they cannot do away with. I believe Mwalimu has educated. I believe Mwalimu has empowered. I believe Mwalimu has enabled many. And when he's given this seat, I know the youths in Laini Saba are going to enjoy, because what we've been always complaining about the other regime, the other M.C.As, that the youths are not involved. Yes.
Mimi advice naweza pea vijana. Unajua vijana ndio wanakuaga mbele. Kama ni kuvuruga, maboys ndio kuwa mbele. Kama ni kufanya vitu mbaya ni vijana. Na wanasemaga sisi ndio viongozi wa kesho, lakini hiyo uongozi hatuonagi. So mimi naweza ambia vijana raundi tukue rada, tuchanuke, tuache kutumika na wanasiasa. Ati unaambiwa upige best yako na unapata hii time yote kabla election mko mnakaa pamoja, best yako akiwa ako down unamuokolea, lakini sasa hii time election ndio unapata unajua best yako ni Msapere, unajua best yako ni Mkamba, ni Mluya, unaona. So mimi naambia tu vijana raundi tukae tu mbali na vitu kaa hizo.
Fanya kila mzee uwe kijana dem na pia au wazee, cause nani atatosha mwalimu? Mwalimu tosha. Nani atatosha mwalimu? Nani atatosha mwalimu? Mwalimu tosha. Nani atatosha mwalimu?
What are some of the approach that you are going to put aside so that you implement all this that you stated to Laini Saba residents?
Number one, there are three main functions of the M.C.A: representation, legislation, and the third one. Now, these three issues that we are talking about, for example, when you talk of representation, I'm going to represent the interest of the people of Laini Saba inside the parliament there and talk about the real issues that affect these people. Number two, I'll be lobbying for several resources to come to Laini Saba so that we expand whatever I'm talking about. Number three, we are going to make sure that we keep record with the area member of parliament and the leadership up to the president level to make sure that whatever is happening in the other parts of the country also happens in Laini Saba to accommodate many people.
Do you think that the current regime has worked according to your expectations?
There may be gaps, and that is why we are coming in to fill the gaps, and that is why we are expecting to have a new regime to fill the gaps that have not been filled by the current regime. The current regime may have worked according to their strength, but the strengths are different. That is why we have the 5 fingers which are not the same, and therefore she has worked at her level. I'm not competing anybody, but I'm competing standards. My standards are higher than the standards of any other candidate or any other person that is contesting, and therefore this is the standard that I want to set in Laini Saba for the future generations to come.
Your residents want to be ensured that your first 90 days in your office, at least they're going to see some certain changes. Do you think that one is going to be quite possible, or is it going to be impossible?
In development, we have different levels of development. It starts with the structural development, where we have the paperwork. We would wish to take the shortest time possible to settle down, do the paperwork, and even start the development. We have 5 years of working, and these 5 years, the contract that I have with the Laini Saba people for 5 years, I would wish to make sure to maximize the development opportunities that I'll be having. But for the first 90 days, I want to make sure that we have the structures in place and we've started working. I don't want to commit that within this time. Most of the politicians have committed this, but they've not achieved it. That means we are not honest to whatever we are doing. I want us to be having honest, faithful, and genuine things that are achievable within the period that we have.
Tunataka tujue ni support gani utampatia mzee?
Kama Mrs. Ogira na msupport kwa kuongea na wamama wenzangu. Unajua wamama ndio wamebeba kura kadhaa. Sasa nataka kuongea nao, nikitembea nao kwenye vyama, naongea nao ili wenye hajapata kura wabadilishe na waungane na mimi tusupport mzee ili atimize ndoto yake ya kuwa M.C.A. Najua wamama watanufaika zaidi katika hali zao. Kuna wengine ni wajane, kuna wengine ni single parents. Unajua single parents maisha saa zingine inakuwa ngumu. Wengine wanafanya kazi tu za kuwafulia wengine manguo, lakini kama mzee akiingia kwenye hii kiti, najua kazi zitakuwa hapa hivi kwa wingi. Wenye biashara atawapromote wa mama, watapata biashara na wataendelea kunufaika katika maisha yao. Shukran.
Very much, thank you. You seems to be quite, you sound so much legitimate leader. My next question that I want to ask you, in Laini Saba we have got so many candidates who are vying for this seat. What makes you feel to be that kind of legit that Laini Saba people should vote you for the purpose of security of their votes?
Their vote is secured with me because I'm here, I'll be here, and I'll continue doing what is right every time. An accessible leader, a volunteer leader to serve the people, and service to humanity, service to God. I would wish to serve them as if I'm serving God every time, everywhere, anytime. Thank you.
So, as a resident in Laini Saba ward, do you think that your vote will be safe if you give it to Mwalimu Ogira?
Very safe, very safe. Yes, I've said I've known Mwalimu for quite a while, 18 years down the line. I've known him as a person, so I know my vote is not only going to be safe, but it is going to do something for this Laini Saba ward.
Kula yangu mimi na Mwalimu ina shaka, kula yangu tabia kwa Mwalimu ndio kwa kiongozi wa hili.
Na pia hapa chini ndamtengenezea ground, naendelea kumtengenezea ground kwa sababu ni mwalimu mzuri.
Mimi kwa saa hii nishaamua ni Mwalimu Ogira, na hashtag yetu saa hii tunasema twende kazi na Mwalimu.
Hapo sasa ndio safest. Si hata safe, itakuwa safest hapo.
Okay. It is going to be safest. Thank you so much. Hiyo ni maneno kutoka kijana wa Laini Saba. Asante sana. As well known that any kind of journey that anybody might be starting, there are so many enemies who normally comes onto the way, which I'm sure that right now, as you go by, there are so many enemies also who are coming by. So my question to you, what can you tell anybody who might be your enemy outside there?
This is a great scholar once said that once you involve yourself in politics, a half of the people will love you, a half of the people will hate you. But this is not myself. What I'm saying is, I know there are people who doesn't augur well with my policies. But in politics, we don't have permanent enemies. We have comrades. I've said my standards are above the standards of these people, and therefore I would wish that as I give them an example of leadership, they would follow of what I'm going to do. They may not be ready for my leadership, but I'm ready to serve them wholeheartedly without discrimination of any kind. I'm ready to give my best. I'm ready to be the one that everybody will be looking upon to say an example of the modern ward of Laini Saba that everybody would come to see. I want to go to Laini Saba to see what is happening in Laini Saba. And therefore, whoever doesn't understand and doesn't love my policy, I would all love to have them in my camp, because it's not a permanent enemy, and I'm not serving for my own interests, I'm serving for the interests of the people. If the people accept me to have served them, then I'll go and serve wholeheartedly. Those who are not feeling well with my policies and not ready for it, I want to urge you people, please raise your standards to reach my level so that you don't have that envy. The envy, that's what makes you to feel inferior. We are not inferior, we are all equal before the Lord, but the service and gifts that we are given are different. So we are gifted differently, and that is why our standards are different. Please accept that, and let's move together as people of Laini Saba who are under one umbrella of leadership of Mwalimu Ogira.
For the nomination which is almost coming about the party, my concern Mwalimu, and at the same time also it might be the concern of Laini Saba residents. What by mistake, if it happens that you lose the ticket of flying the flag of the party, what next for you in your political ambition?
Those who are optimistic, they never lose. An ambitious person will always go for what is best. And what I am going for is what is best for me. If what is best doesn't work for me, it means it was not for me. And therefore, I would support whoever will be given the opportunity, because I've said we are comrades. We are comrades working for the betterment of these people. We are not fighting. the core value that I want everybody to understand here is the service to the people of Laini Saba. So if it doesn't go well with me, which I don't think will, then I'll support whoever will be fairly elected. But as I know my standards and the service I've been offering to the people around this place, I am the best candidate for you.
Jina langu naitwa Shalom Debora. Na nataka kusema Ogira kwa M.C.A atafanya tupate basari na na masomo itaendelea na watoto watakosa kwenda shule.
I'm a live member of ODM. My membership number is ODM 24503346. A live member, and therefore I'm going to contest with the ticket of ODM, Orange Democratic Movement. And I'm very sure that because our party embraces democracy, that it's going to be free and fair nominations. And at the end of the day, I'll emerge the winner because of what I've done in this community and what I'm capable of doing.
Okay.
A parting shot.
Okay.
Remember that politics is of season, and therefore it's the season for politics. Let's make peaceful politics. Let's embrace one another. Let's embrace each other, because at the end of the day, we shall come back and live as neighbors, as brothers and sisters. As you go to vote, vote wisely, vote the servants who are going to lead and serve you wholeheartedly. Remember to vote in Laini Saba, Hezekiah Ogira as your M.C.A. with education, empowerment, and enabling people to be the best in their lives.
You've heard it by yourself from Mheshimiwa, the candidate who is vying for M.C.A. in Laini Saba ward. And he sounds quite so much optimistic, and truly he deserves to be elected to be the leader of this ward. Have got no other alternative but just to tell you goodbye next time.
Ni Mwalimu Ogish. We, sema Mwalimu Ogish. M.C.A. nimesaka ni Mwalimu Ogish.